It's no secret that global warming has been hitting us hard in recent times. Since it began accelerating after the Industrial Revolution, it's been reshaping lives, economies, and ecosystems worldwide. However, there is one consequence of global warming that is far less discussed, yet has the potential to be far, far worse for humankind. Indeed, as global warming accelerates, it's not only affecting our weather and coastlines, but also impacting the permafrost, and more than we think. For those unfamiliar, the permafrost is a layer of permanently frozen soil, rock, and organic material found in cold regions, primarily in the Arctic. Emphasis on permanently, because that's not the case anymore. Here's an example of an industrial building that literally collapsed unto itself from the ground melting underneath it. You guessed it, it was built directly on the permafrost. Perhaps this example doesn't seem too bad until you realize that entire cities are built on the same fragile layer. The thawing permafrost in regions like Siberia and Alaska is melting at unprecedented rates, exposing ancient remains that have been locked away for thousands, sometimes even millions of years. While these discoveries are a jackpot for this channel, giving us amazing insights into prehistoric life, there's also a darker side. The permafrost acts as nature's storage locker for two things that, honestly, we'd all be better off keeping locked away. First, greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide are now escaping as the ice melts, ramping up the climate crisis. And second, perhaps even more concerning, are the ancient bacteria and viruses frozen within, microbes that could be making their comeback tour. I don't know about you, but personally, the common cold is already more than enough. One sneeze and I'm down for a week. So imagine a virus that's been chilling in the ice since mammoths were roaming around. These ancient germs have had thousands of years to plot their comeback, and I'm not sure I, or anyone for that matter, is ready for what they've got in store. Some of these pathogens could pose unknown threats to modern humans and animals if they resurfaced. The scary part? Well, they have already begun to do so, as we'll explore in this video. So, without further ado, drop a quick like, subscribe if you also hate microbes, and let's dive into the craziest recent permafrost discoveries. The first discovery on the list involves a wolf that remained trapped in the permafrost for tens of thousands of years. This remarkably well-preserved mummified wolf, over 44,000 years old, was found along a river in Yakutia, Russia in 2021. To truly grasp how ancient this wolf is, consider that it lived more than 44,000 years ago, during the late Pleistocene, long before modern humans even existed in their current form. Homo sapiens, our species, first emerged around 300,000 years ago in Africa, making this wolf nearly 1/7 of the age of humanity itself. While our distant ancestors were still in their early stages of evolution, hunting and gathering in small groups, this wolf was roaming the icy landscapes of Siberia. Whilst everything, and I mean everything, from the discovery of agriculture to the fall of Rome happened, this creature remained perfectly preserved in ice, waiting for someone, or in this case, something to unearth them. Scientists recently completed a necropsy, which is essentially an autopsy for animals, on this ancient predator, marking the first time a fully intact adult wolf from the late Pleistocene has been discovered. Preserved by permafrost's cold, dry conditions, the wolf's soft tissues and stomach were frozen in near-perfect condition, offering scientists a unique time capsule of prehistoric life. Additionally, scientists investigated whether ancient viruses or bacteria remained in the wolf's system. Indeed, permafrost-preserved animals sometimes contain viable microorganisms that have survived for thousands of years. These microorganisms act as witnesses to ancient times, and some may hold medical or even biotechnological potential. This necropsy is part of a larger project to study Pleistocene wildlife, which has included animals such as hares, horses, and even a Holocene-era bear, with each find expanding our understanding of ancient ecosystems. The team also planned to examine the wolf's genome to learn how it compares to both ancient and modern wolves. Another ancient wolf, discovered in northeast Siberia in 2023, was also added to the investigation, adding even more insights into the lives of these prehistoric animals. The second discovery on the list is even more recent, and definitely crazier. Once again coming from Siberia's permafrost, researchers have completed a necropsy on a remarkably well-preserved mummified bison, dating back roughly 8,000 years. Unearthed from the Kostok locality in the Verkhoyansk region of Russia in the summer of 2022, this extinct bison is thought to be a juvenile, aged between 1 and 2 years old at the time of its death. While scientists are still working to pinpoint its exact age, similar specimens found in previous years have been dated to between 8,000 and 9,000 years ago, making it an incredible glimpse into the distant past. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why is this discovery so crazy? It's because the level of preservation is so exceptional that researchers believe the bison could, In theory, be cloned. The team at the Mammoth Museum Laboratory in Yakutsk, where the bison was taken for study, conducted a thorough necropsy, extracting samples from its wool, skin, muscles, bones, fat, and even its brain. These samples are so intact that some researchers have suggested that they might eventually be used to revive the extinct species. However, there's significant skepticism surrounding the possibility of cloning, with experts arguing that the DNA is likely too degraded for successful cloning. According to Love Dallin, a paleogeneticist at Stockholm University, the DNA is fragmented beyond the point of usefulness, with each chromosome broken into millions of pieces, making it nearly impossible to find intact genetic material. While cloning might be a long shot, Dallin proposes that sequencing the majority of the bison's genome could still be feasible. If successful, this could provide crucial data that might allow scientists to use DNA from other specimens of the same species, combined with that of living bison, to potentially bring the extinct animal back. Does that ring any bell? To me, this sounds a whole lot like a new Jurassic Park franchise waiting to happen, and as a paleo enthusiast, I can't help but hope that it happens. Well, as long as we don't engineer another Indominus Rex, preferably. The third discovery on our list is also pretty wild, as this time we're not talking about just one specimen, but a whole layer of creatures. In a remarkable find from the depths of Siberia, researchers have uncovered what is believed to be the largest ancient hyena lair ever discovered in Asia. Essentially, what they discovered is a time capsule untouched for around 42,000 years. Discovered in the remote Khakassia region of southern Siberia, the cave contained a vast collection of animal bones from the Pleistocene epoch. Among the 880 pounds or 400 kilograms of bones were those from a variety of animals, including brown bears, wolves, mammoths, bison, yaks, and even fish, all preserved remarkably well in Siberia's cold conditions. But what makes this find so exceptional is the discovery of bones and teeth belonging to cave hyenas, indicating that they likely used the cave as a lair. The researchers found evidence that hyenas not only lived in the cave, but also raised their young there as they uncovered fragile bones of hyena pups, which are rarely preserved. These pups' skulls and milk teeth were preserved, offering new insight into the species' reproduction and family structure. Researchers also found bones in anatomical order, such as the ulna and radius bones of rhinos, showing that the hyenas likely dragged carcasses into the cave, possibly using it as a den. What makes this discovery even more fascinating is that while fossils typically preserve only hard tissues like bones and teeth, the frozen remains from permafrost offer a treasure trove of information. The specimens found in this Siberian cave weren't fully fossilized, meaning that their bones, flesh, and even blood have been locked in time for tens of thousands of years, thanks to the region's icy temperatures. These unique preservation conditions allow scientists to examine the animals in incredible detail, providing a rare glimpse into the ancient ecosystem, from the plants and animals that roam the land to the climate that shaped their world. The bones have already been sent off to Yekaterinburg for further analysis, and researchers are also studying coprolites, or fossilized feces, to uncover more about what these hyenas ate and the environment they lived in. The fourth discovery takes place in June 2022, when Travis Mudry, a miner in the Klondike goldfields of Canada's Yukon, was clearing away icy soil in search of gold. He then made an extraordinary find, the frozen remains of a baby woolly mammoth, astonishingly well preserved. Initially mistaken for a buffalo, the creature's trunk confirmed its identity, prompting Mudry's team to halt operations and call in paleontologists. Named Nunchoga, or Big Baby Animal, the discovery marked the most complete woolly mammoth ever found in North America. The baby mammoth likely died over 30,000 years ago, trapped in mud on a treeless, frozen grassland during the Ice Age. Her preservation allows scientists to learn more about her life, as well as the ecosystem of ancient Beringia, a landmass that connected Asia to North America. For our fifth and final discovery, we have to go back all the way to 2015, when a research team embarked on a high-stakes mission to the Gulia Glacier on the Tibetan Plateau, deep in the Himalayas, to retrieve ancient ice cores. These ice cores, some hundreds of meters long, held secrets from thousands of years ago. Inside, scientists discovered over 1,700 viruses, most of them previously unknown to science. Their findings, published recently, offer rare insights into how these viruses adapted to dramatic climate changes over millennia. The stakes were high because the glaciers, which are rapidly melting due to climate change, might not be accessible for much longer. These ice cores could be our last chance to study viral life from ancient climates. The majority of these viruses were bacteriophages, or viruses that infect bacteria. This discovery multiplied previous viral data from permafrost by 50-fold, allowing scientists to observe viral evolution across 3 significant climate cycles. The data reveals how viruses responded to warming and cooling periods over tens of thousands of years, potentially helping researchers understand how viruses might evolve in response to modern climate change. Now, you might wonder about the safety of uncovering 1,700 ancient viruses. Actually, despite concerns about thawing permafrost releasing ancient viruses, scientists do not see these as a major threat to human health. Most of these viruses target bacteria, not humans, and researchers on the expedition even drank meltwater from the glaciers without issue. Instead, the focus is on how these ancient viruses could alter microbial ecosystems and affect present-day environments. This groundbreaking research provides essential insights into both virology and climate science, linking past climate events with current climate challenges and making the discovery critical for understanding potential future impacts of a warming planet. Let's just hope that they remain careful with their findings, as it's in everyone's best interest that these viruses remain away from society. After all, I think we can all agree that one pandemic for this decade was more than enough. Thanks for watching, and until next time on PaleoPath.